The raging thunder energy surged wildly around him, but Cheng Qianmo still wore a calm expression. Just a clown. Long Mai Tian's body crackled with thunderous energy. So what if he seeks death? Thunder magic. Tian Kawang Lingshi said. Dominate he. He directly unleashed the thunder barrier. How is this possible? Reaching the advanced stage before the big exam. Looks like a strong contender for the top spot this time. Alright, introductions are done. Let the fight begin. As soon as the words were spoken. Thunder Mage. Qiao Yu, level 11, intermediate. Necromancer. Upon hearing about an 11th level advanced mage, Long Mai Tian instantly broke into a cold sweat. Alright, let's start with introductions. Both Wen Yan looked completely confused. Excuse me, examiner, can we just start fighting? Long Mishan, level 9 apprentice. Long Mai Tian is trash. You're looking for death. Don't shout my name like that. The examiner asked if the two of them were ready. Both of them said, okay. I didn't expect to run into Wen Yan in the first round. Qiao had a playful expression on her face. So your name is Long Mai Tian, huh? What a majestic and powerful name. Don't you think? Coincidentally, in the first round, Qiao Yu faced off against Lamao Long Michin. Qiao Yu didn't speak, but stood there quietly. Unable to hold his temper, Lam Mao spoke first. This exam will follow the rules of the duel grounds. Health points can only drop to 1 and will not result in death. This means Qiao Yu can attack without any hesitation. Last year's top scorer in the major exam, Long Xiang, was also discussing on stage. It looks like this year's top scorer will definitely come from our first academy. The top 10 students with the highest scores will compete in a knockout tournament for first place. I hope everyone achieves a good result. I now announce that the Sioux City exam of Class 3080 officially begins. Immediately, the stands erupted with thunderous cheers. Qiao Yu was assigned to the mage area. Winning a round gives you 2 points. Losing deducts 1 point. A winning streak grants an extra point. A losing streak does not incur extra deductions. After 10 rounds, Qiao Yu and the others couldn't help but feel puzzled. What is the identity of this boy in black? I am the chief examiner for this event. I want to elaborate on the rules of the barrel contest. This exam uses a point-based elimination system. Our target is the college entrance examination. If you dare to complicate things again, you haven't finished speaking yet. The blue-haired boy kept admitting his mistakes. He said I was wrong. I've got it all figured out. As soon as this was said, Lan Mao directly signed up. You little brat, are you looking for death? Suddenly, the boy in black beside him reminded him to shut up. I can't be bothered to argue with you. When the time comes, you better not fall into my hands in the ring. Qiao Yu smiled slightly. Foolish guy. I hope you guys can be tough too. This year's big exam champion. First, he'll send you bunch of rookies back home. Then, he'll slowly go on to become the top scholar. Qiao Yu asked where this bunch of idiots crawled out from. Not only did Cao Pang respond, but Lan Mao also became enraged. That brat lot. Seeing this, the other students from different academies were immediately furious. This is the kind of person who made us wait so long. Wen Yin Xiaopang shot a glare at the other party, as if saying, you dare to say that again. So what if I did? Qiao Yu, oh Qiao Yu, if you don't come soon, there won't be another chance. Just then, with a shout of, "I'm here," everyone's anxious hearts were finally at ease. Your father has rushed back. My head is about to explode. This is when Qiao Yu rushed anxiously to the examination hall. The teacher in charge of the exam said the time is running out. If he doesn't arrive soon, he'll be disqualified. Then let your UG come and try. The healer and tank were still wondering why Qiao Yu hadn't come yet. This is Ma Fei suddenly stepping forward, saying the undefeated legend of the first courtyard will end with me. And all of you will eventually be defeated by me. Damn, Qiao Yu still hasn't arrived. Fortunately, Qiao Yu arrived just in time. Boss, your real dad is back. Just now, Lan Mao completely angered Xiaopeng. Just you bunch of garbage. IUG will knock you out with one punch. This year's top scorer in the big exam is definitely from our department. I bet your classmate is too scared to even come. In response to the provocation from the hospital's blue-haired students, the chubby guy could only engage in a war of words with them. Even Ma Fei couldn't help but step forward. The blue-haired student from the Wenyan First Academy looked disdainful. Aren't you all just a bunch of rotten fish and shrimp? Seeing this, the chubby guy looked furious and said, "Say it again if you have the guts. I can say it 100 times. What difference does it make? Whether you take the exam or not, the result will be the same. I almost forgot such an important thing." Meanwhile, the time for the big exam is approaching. Examiner, what are you waiting for? At this moment, the chubby guy suddenly signaled the examiner to wait. Our people haven't arrived yet. Just then, the principal suddenly burst in. You little brat, you finally came back. Hurry up and go to the exam room. Otherwise, you'll miss the big exam. Wow, that's true. Why is it a knife? And it has no attributes at all. I don't even know how to. Besides, I'm still a necromancer. Why would they leave me with such a weapon? Curious, Xiao Yu took out the key of breaking wind and opened the Rubik's Cube. Just as he inserted the key and twisted it, a tremendous surge of energy erupted from the cube. A growth-capable weapon, the Green Dragon Crescent Blade, appeared out of thin air. Is this what my parents left me? Which increases critical hit chance by 30%. There are very few pieces of equipment in the whole server that increase critical hit chance. It's time for the principal to open that Rubik's Cube. So we returned to the principal's office, but after searching around, we couldn't find the principal. You may go. Congratulations, Xiao Yu. The player has successfully cleared the Mechanical Kingdom. A subsystem will issue rewards based on the player's rating, T50 experience, 5 free attribute points, and you have obtained a B-level skill book, shaping spell, and a C-level item, mechanical fire. Xiao Yu sighed helplessly. Xiao Yu waved his hand, other than agreeing with you. It seems I have no other choice. Hearing this response, the Mechanical Queen smiled slightly. If that's the case, I didn't find any chance for you to break your promise. Secondly, I just wanted to see the outside world with my own eyes. Hearing this, Xiao was utterly shocked. An NPC developed self-awareness and even tried to escape from its creator, Li Shiji. At this moment, the Empress followed up with a question. Have you made up your mind? As long as we can take this mechanical heart out, he will gradually grow into another me, and that would be like having a clone to experience the outside world. But Xiao was confused. Aren't you afraid he'll return after leaving? Unexpectedly, the Mechanical Queen remained utterly calm. First of all, suddenly, blood gushed out from her body. Seeing this, Xiao was taken aback. What are you doing? In the next second, the Mechanical Queen's heart appeared in his hand, him saying that we can reasonably use the rules of your world. You might as well kill me. As a level 11 nobody, I can't possibly fight against the rules of your world. The Eye of the Moon Empress said it's inconvenient to sell. Saying this, she slowly extended her right hand. Then, she inserted her fingers into her own chest. I see. No wonder he has such a high level and attributes for a tier 1 faction. Xiao Yu speculated about the Queen's thoughts. So he tentatively asked, do you want to go out? If that's the case. But only this man has appeared before me. Thus, the Queen will never give up this hard-won opportunity. Xiao asked if you just read my memory. The Queen replied that it wasn't just reading. We exchanged with each other. Every once in a while, it is reset to its original state by the system. This virtual world has a bug. As long as one stays in this room forever, they can avoid the reset of the copy. I have long lost count of how many times I've been reset. It seemed to resonate in Xiao Yu's mind. All the energy Xiao Yu had since childhood surfaced in the Queen's mind. Could this be the outside world? The Mechanical Queen had always known that the world she was in was not the real world, but is referred to as a copy of the virtual world. Such powerful strength. There was no possibility of escape at all, but the queen gestured not to be afraid. "I won't hurt you." She then gently tapped Qiao Yu's forehead. Countless tentacles shot out from the mechanical queen's body, firmly binding Qiao Yu. They pulled her to its side. Then, it slowly extended its right hand. Qiao Yu pressed against it. It could probably turn him into dust in an instant. So Qiao Yu waved his hand to the mechanical queen to apologize. "I apologize for the offense. Wrong way. Goodbye." Just as Qiao Yu was about to turn and leave, the moment the boy touched the weapon, all his parents' memories flashed through his mind. Just now, Qiao Yu looked at the mechanical queen's almost perverse attributes. Damn, this epic-level NPC with 100,000 health can actually be a boss in the dungeon. Yet, the boy merely glanced at it by chance, and spent all his savings to buy it, only because he felt the call of his parents from within. He opened it. Sure enough, it was the family heirloom, the green dragon crescent blade. The girl in black stockings calmly replied, "Mechanical queen." No matter how hard Qiao Yu tries to figure it out, he would never imagine that the petite girl in front of him could be connected to the mechanical queen. But the status panel and the powerful skills in front of him couldn't lie. The box had been left in the trash pile for 20 years, untouched. "Why are you here?" the young girl pondered. It seems this human is the strange guy from outside. "Miss, can you speak? What's your name?" Looks like the old method still works. Seeing the girl with black stockings in front of him, Qiao Yu couldn't help but wonder, is this human girl the one Mundo locked up here? Or rather, he cautiously asked, "Miss Ang's, based on past experience, killing Mundo will complete the mission. How come a human showed up here this time? Tried many times, but still couldn't open it." Helpless, Qiao Yu had to use force and punched it open. "If I had known there was a password, I wouldn't have taken Mond apart. Who do I ask for the password?" Just as Qiao Yuji was scratching his head and rolling his eyes, inside was a petite girl in black stockings. The girl seemed slightly puzzled. Strength is the true path. After killing Mondstadt, he successfully obtained the Windbreaker potion. It's time to meet that mechanical queen. Maybe there will be some unexpected gains. But after trying several times, it kept saying the password was incorrect. "Congratulations on your successful upgrade. You have received bonus free attribute points. Congratulations on being promoted to a novice mage. What does it matter being a novice or advanced for someone with zero mental power like him?" A normal punch. After a violent explosion, City Lord Mondo was dismantled into several parts. "Congratulations, you solved it through hand-to-hand combat. NPC Mond obtained error-free attribute points. If that's the case, then just die for me. Primordial sacred body." And Qiao Yu also chose to take it seriously. "Then this is my strongest strike. I have to admit, I underestimated you before. From now on, I will give you the respect you deserve. You're really attached to that mechanical body. Even if I die, I will never choose mechanical ascension." Instead, he suddenly raised his head. In the next second, he smashed Mon's skull into pieces. He slammed it hard against the wall behind. As the dust settled, the mechanical form of Mundo slowly appears. Another punch landed, inflicted 240 points of damage, watched as they were dismantled into pieces. "Stop, let go of me." But Qiao Yu ignored him. How could the ancient holy body be so powerful? My full-strength attack couldn't even leave a scratch. At that moment, Qiao Yu suddenly tore off Mondstadt's mechanical arm. "I almost forgot. You piles of scrap metal indeed don't need to eat. Take my mechanical dominance." Who would have thought it would be knocked away by Qiao Yu, dealing 233 damage? "Haven't you eaten?" Mondstadt's lot, while Mondstadt looked completely unfathomable. "Then, you won't have any reason to exist. Don't worry about your words getting jumbled and messing things up. It would be the same if I handed it to Her Majesty. After all, she will reshape your mechanical body." Here comes the massive mechanical fist, aimed at Qiao Yu. Seeing this, Mon's face filled with rage. "Do you not want to see Her Majesty the Queen?" Xiaoyu gave a cold smile. "If I'm not mistaken, Her Majesty the Queen is nearby." But what greeted him was Xiaoyu's heavy punch. The next second, he was sent flying. But Mon still managed to steady himself. As expected of a level 15 NPC, he's really durable. A loud snap was heard. The insect was crushed into pieces by the fish. Then, it swung its fist and smashed it onto Mon's back. "I knew you were up to no good." Mond couldn't believe his little trick had been discovered. Just now, Xiaoyu had already discovered the existence of the mechanical flying insect. Yet Mon still fantasized that if the insect successfully parasitized, Her Majesty the Queen would surely reward him. Just as the mechanical insect was about to insert the tube into the fish's neck, one would have thought this was a battle without suspense. But after just one round, the boy not only crashed into the mechanical warrior's head, but even tore off his mechanical arm. In his anger, he dismantled it into pieces. Who would have thought that the petite girl in black stockings before him was actually the lofty mechanical queen that Mon spoke of? The boy was clearly a necromancer with zero mental strength, unable to even summon a small skeleton. Yet, he was the most powerful mechanical warrior in the mechanical kingdom. They then followed Mundo deeper into the mechanical kingdom. But when Kia wasn't paying attention, something small suddenly appeared in Mundo's hand. Silently, it landed behind Kao. It turned out to be a mechanical insect capable of modifying the human body. Once you witness the Empress' power, maybe you won't think the same. Then I'll trouble Lord Mundo to lead the way. I'm quite eager to see your mechanical kingdom's Empress. Xiaoyu turned back and signaled, "Don't worry, City Lord. I have no interest in this mechanical ascension at all. I only believe in my own physical strength." But Meng Disgaz was very confident. Xiaoyu looked puzzled. "Isn't the Lord of the Mechanical Nation Mond? I want to see what kind of tricks he has up his sleeve." Professor Huajun, who was strong and robust, quickly spoke up to stop him. "Xiaoyu, you mustn't be deceived by him. On the contrary, you were given a chance to turn over a new leaf. If you go with me to meet the Emperor now, and join the Mechanical Nation, perhaps the Empress will pardon your crimes." Upon hearing this, "I admit your ancient body is quite powerful, but compared to Her Majesty the Queen, it's hardly worth mentioning. Even though you destroyed Marta, but your Majesty did not blame you, yet willing to be a puppet of robots." He finished speaking and coldly looked at Mond. "Don't rush, the next one is up." Mond gestured. "Wait, don't you want to possess a more powerful physique? Damn, do you even know how much hope he carried for us robots?" And Xiaoyu was looking at the blood scattered in his hands. "I can't imagine how much you fed him." Clearly human, detected that the player solved the mechanical heart through melee. Marta rewarded with 3 free attribute points. As blood rained down from the sky like a downpour. Seeing the heart destroyed, Mond exploded in an instant. Marta was quickly smashed to pieces. Such trickery. Get lost. Suddenly, a violent explosion erupted at the scene. Tama was instantly reduced to a pile of parts. Xiaoyu dodged and appeared in front of Talma again. "It's time to end this." With a quick step forward, he unleashed another barrage of punches. The heavy blows kept raining down, but Mon's reaction couldn't compare to Xiaoyu's. In the blink of an eye, he was blasted away by Xiaoyu. He barely stopped when he hit the wall. The heavily wounded Mond wasn't angry, but instead realized that Xiaoyu was far stronger than he had imagined. This made him even more determined to modify Xiaoyu mechanically. That was to destroy the mechanical heart. Helpless, Mond could only try to step forward and block her, but Xiaoyu merely glanced at him and said, "Since you care so much about this piece of junk, then I will take you apart with it." At that moment, the mechanical intelligence issued a danger alert, urging the master to escape immediately. Then he leaped into action. In the blink of an eye, he arrived in front of Martas. Seeing Xiaoyu's movement, Mondo immediately shouted for him to stop. But at this moment, Xiaoyu had only one goal in mind: Otherwise, more humans will die because of it. However, the City Lord Mondo was pondering how to win over Qiao Yu, because this was the strongest human physique he had ever seen. Meanwhile, Qiao Yu slowly approached Marta. "Qiao Yu, look over there. This is the mechanical heart, Marta, that I want you to destroy. But because it's been fed human flesh and blood for so long, it seems like this mechanical heart could awaken at any moment. Please destroy it as soon as possible." If he could undergo mechanical modification, what kind of monster would that create? That would definitely be a nightmare for all warriors in the world. Meanwhile, Professor Qianjun praised Qiao Yu's performance. Qiao Yu smiled slightly, and I laughed at this experience given for free. The first heavy punch came crashing down. In the blink of an eye, he took down 2 mechanical guards. The mechanical city lord watched this scene. A mere mortal's body turned out to be even stronger than the mechanical warriors modified by the queen. In response, Qiao Yu asked, "Is it really embarrassing to fall to the ancient sacred body? Are you going to avenge him?" Seeing Qiao Yu speak like this, the 2 mechanical guards swiftly charged at Qiao Yu, facing the aggressive attack from both. This must be the human ancient sacred body that Blitz spoke of. If I could recruit him under my command, that would be even better. Welcome to the Mechanical Kingdom. As one of the top champions of the Mechanical Kingdom, Blitz didn't expect to be no match for you. Greetings, Lord Mond. I am the so-called ancient sacred body Tias you're talking about. Qiao Yu, nice to meet you. Qiao Yu. Professor Huajun looked pleased, while Lord Mond was gazing at Qiao Yu. Lord Mond, it's bad. An ancient holy body of the human race has come knocking. Is it the ancient holy body mentioned in the news from Blitz? As soon as the words fell, the wall was instantly frozen through by an axe. But the cost will be that people will continue to die every day because of this. Professor Manhwa sighed. Qiao, it all depends on you now. Just then, the mechanical arm is coming down, and its appetite keeps growing. It started by consuming entertainers, and now it consumes everything. Even I don't know what its limits are. I invited you here to solve the problem with Tama. Of course, you can choose to ignore it. This mechanical heart is called Tama. It is merely a failure. Our original intention was to allow the robot to grow organically. As you can see, we accidentally created a monster that only devours life. Looking at the scene before us, Professor Huajun angrily said, "You are nothing but beasts." But Mond said slowly, "Professor, no matter how angry you are, it won't solve the fundamental problem. This group of mechanical guards was turned into tranquility by Xiao Yu, and he gained quite a few freedom attribute points. This is interesting. I didn't expect that hunting robots would also yield attribute point rewards. Who else do I need to take down 10 more?" Qiao Yu had reached the mechanical hall 1. The robots also discovered his theft. Intruder detected. Please proceed to assist immediately. In the blink of an eye, the mechanical heart extended several tentacles. It quickly pierced through the bodies of these humans. Then it directly shredded them into pieces. Finally, it devoured the entire corpses and flesh. Meanwhile, a human, yet you'd rather be a lackey of robots. Calling such a person scum wouldn't be too much. Despite the insult to Professor Hua Yun, Mond remained silent. "Professor, come over here and take a look at this. I prefer to call it a flying beast. Flesh and blood are suffering. Mechanical ascension is salvation. Professor Hua Jun, please join the glorious evolution." Professor Hua Jun refused without even thinking. As you can see, this machine is being bioengineered. It can also be said that biology is being engineered. This heart, which possesses biological skills, combines human spirit with mechanical strength. It is no longer appropriate to call it a robot. I would rather die than betray humanity. I won't join your mechanical kingdom. Professor, please don't be so quick to refuse. Take a look at this first. What catches the eye is a massive mechanical heart. We'll arrive at the mechanical kingdom soon. Dear Professor Huajun, I sincerely apologize for inviting you in such a rude manner. But the conversation isn't over. You were interrupted by Professor Huajun. Don't worry, Lord. I will definitely complete this task. Since this kid has such terrifying power, why did he let Lord Mond take him away just now? Professor Hua must report the news of this ancient divine body to Lord Mond. Less talk if you don't want me to tear you apart. You better take off quickly. Take me to Armex. It seems that Lord Hua intentionally got captured. He wants me to go to the mechanical kingdom to destroy the mechanical heart. In elegant words, I merely threw a punch. Never mind, I won't pretend anymore. I'm coming clean. In fact, I am an ancient sacred being among the human racing. With that, I kicked Blitz to the ground. But Kyoryu didn't care about that at all. Sorry, but the things you said are simply insignificant in my eyes. Blitz exclaimed that it was impossible. A human actually managed to punch through my bioweapon body. How did you manage to do that? You haven't finished your words. He was hit by Kyoryu's critical strike. Immediately, his health dropped to only 194 times. Blitz's eyes widened in disbelief. How could a human possess such power? Weak and ignorant humans. You cannot comprehend the charm and power of mechanical augmentation. But Kyoryu asked if you are done talking. Kid, don't you want to join the glorious evolution? Don't you want to have a perfect body and strength? Blitz, let's go. But Blitz said he wanted to play with these humans a little longer. So Mond left first. Hey, that long-haired robot. You who claim to have the strongest body. The person who arrived was Mond, the Lord of Mechanic City. Tell your people to stop immediately. I'll go with you. After saying that, he tied up Professor Huajun. You should have done this earlier. This is the power after mechanical modification. I have the strongest body. Suddenly, a dark figure appeared in the hall sky. Come with me, Professor Huajun. As I said this, I prepared to step forward and blow up the robot. But I was stopped by Huajun's hand. I'm going with them to the Mechanics Guild. I'm betting everything on you. Did you see that, Kyoryu? Then, these few people began to shoot in all directions. In the blink of an eye, they sent the surrounding guards scattering everywhere. Foolish humans. This posture of being the only one in control seems to truly not take me, Kyoryu, seriously. Please protect Professor Hua's safety immediately. Get out of here, this isn't a place for you robots. As soon as the words were spoken, Blitz suddenly disappeared. In the next moment, a powerful punch sent the blonde guard flying. He abandoned the frail human shell. Embrace our mechanical arms. Blitz infiltrates Professor Hua's seminar. Attention, everyone. There's a robot intrusion. The glass ceiling shattered. A figure appeared in the seminar hall. Flesh is weak. Machines are eternal. Professor Huajun. It's already yawning. Why haven't those robots shown up yet? But when I look up, suddenly, several cracks appeared on the ceiling. Then, with a bang, although they have their own consciousness, they cannot reproduce like humans in the traditional sense. So, is it possible for them to achieve organic growth? I believe many of you have deep doubts about this. Hearing this fish, how much of life has been transformed into data? Artificial intelligence was created precisely to explore this mystery. Even AI that passes the Turing test, we wouldn't consider it a new form of life. Just like the robots from the mechanical kingdom. At this moment, the elderly man with black hair was speaking on stage. We live in a highly developed civilized society. Nature provides all resources to sustain human life. But up until now, only the complexity of man-made systems can compare to living organisms. Said Dabian received the mission to obtain the windbreaker medicine. Hearing this, Kyoryu looked confident. Aren't they just a bunch of robots? Kyoryu took on the mission. In the blink of an eye, the next day arrived. We'll definitely not give up this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. In a roundabout way, I tentatively asked, do you want me to use my influence to protect you? No, what I need is for you to defeat the mechanical kingdom and directly destroy its mechanical heart. All you need to do is help me with one thing. Tomorrow I will hold an academic seminar to present my life's research on machinery and organic life, and those robots from the mechanical kingdom. Because I'm looking for someone far stronger than my guards, and that person is none other than you, Kyoryu. Now let's talk about the terms. You want the windbreaker elixir, don't you? Young man, you don't need to be surprised. In fact, I am the Lord of the City of Machines, and these two are the strongest guards of my City of Machines. Are you confused, wondering why we staged this whole act? But the three people in front of her left Kyoryu completely bewildered. The one in the main hall is the black-haired old man, and the two brawny men from before. Seeing this, Kyoryu looked confused. How could it be you? Why is this old man able to pass through without any trouble? But then, he realized the old man was already gone. Never mind, first, I need to find the city lord. He'll get the wind-breaking potion first. After saying that, he slowly pushed open the castle door. This Blitz is actually a humanoid machine. At this moment, Kyoryu and the others had arrived at a grand building. The city lord you're looking for is right inside. But Kyoryu looked confused. This is the castle of City Lord Hua-yun. This time, no matter what it takes, you must take him down for me. Rest assured, sir, I have arranged everything. Take a closer look. The two people in the distance watched everything happening in the arena. Bro, do you think the City Lord will find the person he's looking for this time? I know, but that young man's strength is the strongest player I've seen so far. In the Mechanical Kingdom, another leg is Blitz. Tomorrow is Professor Hua-jun's academic seminar. But if you want his help, it all depends on you now. Don't worry, old man. What the old man doesn't know is that just now, Kyoryu only used 10% of his strength. Xiao immediately explained the situation to the old man. The elder stroked his stubble and said, I may not be able to help with other matters, but I do have a way for you to meet the city lord. Come, young man, I can only guarantee you a meeting with the city lord. Even Kyoryu said no repayment was needed. Grandpa, can you tell me how I can find the mechanical-made city lord? Hearing this, the elderly man with black hair looked surprised. Why are you looking for him? Grandpa, you've misunderstood. I'm a genuine, upstanding young man. Please don't compare me with those thugs. The old man then realized his mistake. But I'm just an old man. I have nothing to repay you with, man. Get out of here quickly. The two of them disappeared in an instant. The old man with black hair thought that Kyoryu was also a robber. So he took out all the money he had on him and hurriedly handed it to Kyoryu. How about you try too? Hearing this, the blonde man quickly bowed repeatedly. Master, it was our mistake. Just treat us like a fart and let it go. This will not happen again. All evil will eventually face justice. With that, the devastating punch, accompanied by a sharp whooshing sound, struck the big guy's chest. Bang! In the blink of an eye, the burly man was sent flying far, far away. Then he turned his head towards the blonde guy nearby. How can I just stand by and watch such things happen before me? Hearing this, the burly man looked disdainfully at the brat. Do you want to pay the old man? If not, then get lost. Now that it's like this. Kyoryu really couldn't stand it any longer. Is there still any law? Is there still law? In broad daylight, you actually dare to rob an old man? As a good young person of the new century, otherwise, don't expect to leave today. At this moment, Kyoryu was also watching every move on the field. Saying this, he lifted the black-haired old man completely. To his surprise, the old man didn't have a single cent on him. Meanwhile, seeing this, the old man trembled and repeatedly apologized, saying he was sorry. I'm sorry, old man. Were you doing this on purpose? You can bump into someone just by walking. You must pay. At that moment, a gray-haired old man with a thick head of black hair brushed past him. The old man was continuously calculating some mathematical theories in his mind. No. In the next second, he was knocked to the ground by a burly man. And here is the mechanical city in the human region. But the principal said, If you want to get the wind-breaking potion, you must receive a hidden quest from the City Lord of Huajin. But I don't know how to meet the City Lord. You might encounter some bad guys who will be against you. There's a rumor that it was once awakened by machine consciousness, which led to a great war with humans. But eventually, they made peace. Their territory is now called the Mechanical Kingdom. It will damage the internal components. However, the Windbreaker medicine can prevent that. So where can I find the Windbreaker medicine? Level 1 Dungeon, City of Machinery. It's an open-type dungeon. Principal Wen Yan examines it carefully. If there is no password, it can only be opened with the Windbreaker potion. Although this seal is not very strong, but if you force it open, 2 useless idiots couldn't even handle this. Let's set this matter aside for now. The next operation in Sioux City is the top priority, as the scene shifts. The fish asks the principal if there is a way to open this mysterious cube. Mother, what on earth is going on? The rooftop of a building in Sucheng. So, based on your intel, the person who injured 9,527 is very strong, and his class isn't a mage. This is what makes the exclusive quest unique. Could this be something they left for me? How could he have known I'd definitely clear this quest? How could anything be left inside the copy? Seeking Dong Bai's father, renowned as the sword god of Pinjiang. If even Kyoto University isn't safe, then nowhere in this world is secure. Then he takes out the summer-seeking cube. What on earth is this? Even an organization like Bai's dare not act against the candidates during the exam period. That would be a major crime against the world. Once he reaches Kyoto University, he will be safe. Principal Rivi is the #1 sword cultivator in the inner world. My identity will be exposed sooner or later. It seems I can't stay in this house any longer. With his current strength, he simply cannot contend with a mysterious giant like Bai's. His only choice is to participate in the exam. He knows the names, appearances, and banishing spells of all the ghosts and monsters in the world. So he was worshipped early on as a divine beast for exorcising spirits and bringing good fortune. What exactly is this Bai's organization? Why can't I find any information about it online? At this rate, let's do it this way. I hope you find someone named Tiao Yu soon. If you need anything, just let me know. Ma Fei spoke. Baize is a mythical beast from legend. Let's leave it at that. An 18th level assassin can only shoot over 7,000 meters in bays. They have to be sent back, otherwise there will soon be greater retaliation. In that case, isn't it said that a fight brings understanding? Ma Fei, my friend, we meant no harm. We got the wrong person. Sorry, I'm just a low-ranking member, 7.438th in the organization. Such terrifying explosive power. It seems he really isn't a mage. Xiao Yu then turned his head and coldly looked at 7,438. Are you still going to fight? No, no more fighting. With one punch, the athlete sent 9,527 flying. Looking at 9,527 hanging on the wall, 7,438 was completely stunned. We hit him twice, and he still acts like nothing happened. And with just one punch, he took out 9,527. I told you, assassins are the nemesis of mages. He didn't even dodge. He must be tricking us. But who would have thought? Qiao Yu had already slipped behind him. Both figures instantly vanished, faced with 2 assassins. The assailants surrounded him, but Qiao Yu didn't even move. In the blink of an eye, they lunged at nothing. You believe whatever this guy says. Stop dawdling. If he's a mage, just take him back directly. Then with a whooshing sound, sorry, we mistook you for someone else. But just as he finished speaking, he got a heavy slap from the assassin, codenamed 7,438. Are you stupid? However, at that time he was already in a killing frenzy. I really should have asked on the spot. Facing 2 high-level assassins is quite tricky. So he lied and said his name was Marfo Wenyan. The assassin, codenamed 9527, scratched his head. Qiao Yu was suddenly alarmed. They came knocking for a dungeon package. Could they be the Baize that Shundong mentioned before he died? Isn't Baize a person, but rather a mysterious organization? May I ask if you two need something? As he spoke, he activated his ability to detect character attributes. The two were level 16 and level 18 assassins. You must be Kayo, right? The one who killed the spirit master of the 10,000 poison cave, Wenyan. So, Qiao Yu was determined to fight no matter what. Just as Qiao Yu was walking under the dormitory building, there was a sudden swish. Two dark figures shot down from above. In the blink of an eye, they were in front of Qiao Yu. I must take first place in the warrior category. This year's exam is different from before. The top scorer in this exam won't be rewarded with an extreme item. Instead, it's an SM grade. Since it's an S-grade item, they have only one goal. That is to become the top scorer of the big exam. Not only will you gain fame and fortune, but you'll also be rewarded with an extreme item. Ma Fei was the first to say, I want to join. By the way, since we both got direct admission to Kyoto, do we still need to participate in this year's world exam? The most important day at the beginning of the new season is the big exam, and the big exam means a group of geniuses will emerge. Students with direct admission will also take the big exam. Right now, he's way cooler than Ma Fei. Hearing this, little Fatty scoffed. Looks are useless. I need to hurry up and get fat again. There is not a bit of security in your world. Warriors should level up much faster than mages in the early stages. Why did Qiao Yu reach level 10 so quickly? Just as little Fatty was savoring his chicken legs, the healer and the lowly tank looked at Qiao Yu with puzzled expressions. Are you sure he's Yang Xiangdi? Inside the cafeteria of the 4th Academy, Ma Fei looked at Qiao Yu with disbelief. What? You are also level 10? The exclusive dungeons for warriors are much more than for mages. Under normal circumstances, after learning that Qiao Yu and Little Fatty were guaranteed admission to Kyoto University, Fang Yuan declared that he too must get into Kyoto University. Just as the group was leaving the dungeon, the NPC girl looked at Qiao Yu's attributes, but a strange smile appeared at the corner of her mouth. But Qiao Yu was totally confused. For a necromancer like him with zero mental power, this reward was essentially worthless. The zero-rank dungeon. Fang Yuan and the others thanked Qiao Yu. Congratulations to the 5 players for completing the 10,000 Venoms cave mission. As a bonus, your mental strength is increased by 20%. Seeing this reward, Little Fatty looked excited. A whole 20% boost is just awesome. Congratulations, host, for activating the mysterious cube. Congratulations, host, for obtaining character attribute abilities based on level difference detection. Why did this cube automatically bind to Qiao Yu? And it also has abilities that are yet to be unlocked. Just its detection ability is already impressive. Besides that, there's also a strange cube. It seems to contain some kind of mysterious power. So, Qiao Yu injected energy into the cube. The mysterious cube has recognized its owner. To reach level 10 and enter the beginner stage, only then could he truly be considered an independent player in the inner world. No one knows what awaits in the mixed zone. Equipping the wild armor is just perfect for the mighty pact skill. The system is evaluating the player's completion grade. The other 4 players are all ranked F. Only Qiao Yu was rated as I the system and received an A-level skill book. Through the gate of Akka, Qiao Yu also took this opportunity. Reward, 5 free attribute points. It turns out right after Qiao Yu cleared the 10,000 Venom dungeon, the system indicated a dungeon anomaly. Recalculating. Congratulations to 5 players for successfully clearing the French exclusive dungeon. You have the surname Qiao. Could it be that you are that person? But why would he want to kill me? Why is it detected that player Kyo resolved it through hand-to-hand combat? Reward, 15 free attribute points. Congratulations, player has successfully leveled up. What Black Zhou? Baishe, my name is Kyo. After saying that, he raised his staff and smashed it down. With a bang, this strike actually dealt a critical hit of 213 points of damage. Shandong couldn't believe it even to death. Could you possibly be one of Bai Ze's people? That shouldn't be wrong. Only Bai Ze could create a monster like Kyo, and he himself was also created by Bai Ze. But Kyo doesn't care about that. How is an 8th level player dealing more damage than me? This doesn't make sense. How powerful can he be? How could a mage possibly possess such immense power? He then signaled Kyo to wait. He threw a punch straight at the powered-up Shandong. But after hitting for so long, Shandong realized, am I the leopard or is he the leopard? He lost so much blood, but still isn't dead. You must die today. Stupid human. Do you think you can break through this body of mine? Today, I'm going to make sure you die. But the fish didn't care at all. Players must leave immediately. Reopening the exclusive dungeon. What a joke. It's this time already, and you want me to leave the dungeon. I don't care what you really are. Seeing this, Xiao Pang urged Kyo to run. We can't beat it. We can't beat it at all. But Kyo directly refused to leave, saying, what about the exclusive dungeon? At this moment, the system continued to prompt that since the player did not defeat the Guardian, Win Yan, the chubby guy, indicated that he cannot use it in his current state. At that moment, the system suddenly issued a warning. The boss of the 10,000 Poison Cave has been enhanced by an unknown force. The creature's combat power has far exceeded the novice difficulty. Warning, players, please leave this tree immediately. Congratulations. You will have the opportunity to see my true form. With that, it transformed into a monstrous creature with a human face and a pearl-like body. Its terrifying attributes and abilities are exceptionally powerful. Let's hit him with another base-busting attack. Kyo explained that it was due to a one-time resurrection item, but there was no prompt indicating that Shandong had been killed. That means he seems to still be alive. Just then, Shandong slowly walked out from the dust. 166 strength points can add an extra 1,1660 HP. Right now, I have about 1,800 HP. From now on, there's no need to worry about being instantly eliminated by an explosion. At this moment, the little fatty also ran over, looking confused. 300 points of mental power surprisingly caused no damage to Kyo. Detected that Kyo possesses the courage to face death. Reward, passive skill Mighty Contract. For every 50 extra HP, player gains 1 point in strength attribute. Each point of strength adds 10 HP to the player. Looks like the system really doesn't want me to die. Suddenly, there was a loud boom at the scene. The violent explosion instantly engulfed both of them. At that moment, little fatty hoped from the bottom of his heart that Kyo was okay. Detected that the host has suffered fatal damage. Class item, Sage's Protection, activated. Without hesitation, he activated the Earth Explosion technique. D with Big Brother. Win Yangshun looked terrified. You maniac. Let me go. Win Yan Fatty shouted, that will kill you too. Stop talking, just do as I say. I want D. Upon hearing this, Fatty shook his head. That attribute is equivalent to a mid-level mage's mental strength. Say it already. He tightly grabbed Shandong. Fatty, don't hesitate. Use the Earth Explosion technique immediately to take care of me and Shandong together. Fatty, what happened to you? I can't explain it clearly right now. I got anxious just now, and all my body fat burned away. Plus, my mental attribute is now nearly 300 points. Because little Fatty used fat burning. His mental strength not only increased dramatically, but he also turned into a handsome guy. The Fanguan siblings next to him looked completely confused. Kyo beside them also looked incredulous, but then he discovered that he couldn't move at all. It turns out this time, the sand binding was actually red. Little Fatty doesn't talk so much nonsense. He just reports the numbers directly. He sent the giant python on its journey to the west for scriptures. Instead, he directly unleashed the sand binding technique. Seeing this, the python looked disdainful. Do you think your moves are effective against me? Little Fatty, your attacks are merely a tickle to me. Having said that, he prepared to swing his weapon and attack. The python's club came crashing down. I already said your opponent is me. You are all too busy to care. Yet you still dare to analyze classical language. Little Fatty didn't respond. Ill skin, you and keep it as a souvenir. After finishing speaking, the hand knife plunged in again. Seeing this, the little chubby guy beside him suddenly exclaimed, "Brother, you, hang in there." But before he could finish his words, in the blink of an eye, his knife hand pierced right through Kyoryu's chest. Kyoryu immediately spat out a mouthful of blood. This sudden burst of speed, he simply couldn't respond. Once you're dead, Kyoryu couldn't help but be shocked. In the next second, Shandong's next attack came swiftly. Kyoryu dodged it with a quick move. The speed of Kondong's burst increase left Kyoryu no time to react. At this moment, Shandong's severed arm had completely healed. "Big brother, you hit me so hard it really hurts." But as he spoke, his agility suddenly increased by 80. Seeing this scene, at this moment, the fish finally noticed something was off about Shandong. Why was he classified as a rare grade? Yet his attributes hadn't even been written into the script. This setup clearly doesn't make sense. A punch thrown by a fish pierced through his body, but strangely, Shandong remained calm. His wounds and severed arm were healing rapidly. "Big brother, you're the one forcing Xiaodong." Seeing this, Shandong mocked Big brother. "You've finally come to your senses. Are you going to sacrifice yourself to be the food for the swarm?" But the next second, Shandong suddenly widened his eyes. "In that case, it's better to break the net and let the fish die. As they say, catch the king first when capturing thieves. As long as we kill Shandong, these poisonous insects will fall apart on their own. If we increase the agile defense to 166, the predicament in front of us can be easily broken. Are we really going to use the active skill of the brave heart now? Absolutely not. After all, there's still the sage's protection to revive once. I am your true opponent. There are too many insects." The lumberjack has no time to respond. If this continues, there will only be a dead end. "Kyoryu, we're here to help." But the next second, an attack slammed down in front of them. A group of losers. "Don't disturb the clan leader. Anyway, you will soon meet them." As soon as the words fell, countless swarms of insects appeared out of nowhere, and immediately dove towards Kyoryu. So the few of them quickly activated their skills. They were just two disobedient pieces of trash. Hearing this, Kyoryu's eyes suddenly turned fierce. "Parents, so what?" Xiaodong said his parents were just two disobedient pieces of trash. Otherwise, he will be very angry. Winyan Kyoryu asked angrily, "Why did you even kill your own people and parents?" At this moment, Xiaodong's gaze suddenly sharpened. "Parents, so what? To satisfy you, big brother. So which version do you prefer? What a pity. I originally wanted to keep you to carry on the family line with me, but now I can only kill you as a sacrifice to Chonghu. Should I call you the leader of the Poison Clan? Or should I call you Xiaodong? Does big brother not like my figure, my hot look?" Then he'll turn back into Xiaodong's form. The newcomer was the voluptuous leader of the poisonous cave clan. "Shandong can come here. This means that the giant crab is dead. This is really surprising to me." A cold response to my clever words. I thought to myself that the poisonous insects should all be dead now. But strangely, the system did not indicate that the task was completed. Just when everyone was confused, a shadow suddenly appeared behind us. "You little mice are really not behaving." No wonder their attitudes were strange at the time. What's urgent now is to destroy this dry well first. They then proceeded to unleash various skills at the wellhead. The dry well suddenly turned into a sea of fire. Looking at the hollow well and the corpses of the poisonous insects on the ground, after investigation, it was found that there were no other villagers around the dry well. But when a few of them arrived at the dry well, they found Seodong's parents lying on the ground. They had even killed their own people. It seems not all the villagers here are bad. For the unique pet mission, we only need to eliminate all the unique pets. Instead of confronting the villagers of the 10,000 poison cave head-on, Zen Shundung hasn't discovered yet. We just need to blow up that dry well. I didn't expect such a small NPC to drop such a game-breaking item. This should be considered one of the highest tier items in the underworld. A few people were discussing that relying solely on KO use output won't work. Just dealing with one villager is already so difficult. If the clan leader comes, won't he just kill us all? Killing the NPC giant crab rewards you with attribute points for the cross. Congratulations on winning the melee. You've killed the first NPC in your underworld career. You're rewarded with a one-time S-grade item, Sage's Protection. Doesn't this basically mean you have a get-out-of-death-free card? At this point, Cancer tentatively asked, "So, little brother, can I leave now?" Kyo-Yu replied calmly, "Yes." Who knew that the next second, the giant crab would be smashed into the ground? Why do you call the 10,000 spirits cave the 10,000 poisons cave in your eyes? Hearing this, Cancer looked bewildered. What small hole? In the entire poison cave, only the clan leader's name is linked to Daidong. On each full moon, fresh blood must be offered. That dry well is where Chonghu resides and breeds its offspring. Upon hearing this, several people realized why they had to help them with the detoxification. They were merely seen as sacrifices for the next grand ritual. There is one last question. Now, you will honestly tell me, what kind of ritual did you just perform? And who is that woman in charge? The ancient crab said that it was the clan leader who held this ceremony for us. Due to the contract signed between the 10,000 poisons cave and Chonghu, the giant crab, battered and bruised, kneels on the ground. Its health points are down to just 23. How dare a mere NPC act tough in front of me? Everyone present immediately broke out in a cold sweat. What a terrifying, violent mage. Since that's the case, I won't pretend anymore. I'm revealing my hand. Actually, I'm a violent mage. Suoba threw a heavy punch towards the crab. In an instant, my defense skyrocketed. You can't possibly break through my defense. Don't say, I didn't give you a chance. Kid, I'm standing here today for you to hit me. Meanwhile, Kyo-Yu was watching coldly from the side. Looks like I underestimated you a bit. Next, you will have to face my wrath. With that said, I activated my retry skill. Suddenly, a thick aura of evil power erupted from my body. How the hell are we supposed to fight this? With your build, I could easily take out 10 of you. As soon as he finished speaking, he was sent flying by Kaoyun's punch. He lost a full 121 points of health. A mere human can actually hurt me. Forget it. Let's move on for now. Take out this crab in front of us first. With that, he swung his fist and charged at the giant crab. You reckless little brat. You dare come at me with your puny little fists. Fang Yuan and the other person was stunned. Anyone attribute is nearly as strong as a boss. This is simply not a task for beginners. Even Kyo-Yu seemed to sense that something was off. Could there be something special about this exclusive dungeon? You guys are really too naive. Because NPCs in the Reason World are completely different from monsters. When they haven't taken any damage, personal attributes are hidden. See the attributes. Winyan Fatty unleashed an earth explosion technique right at him. A flurry of moves, as fierce as a tiger. Then, he looks at the damage, 25. Truly overestimating himself. You think you can hurt me with such petty tricks? You few have such big guts. The big man, Cancer, just arrived and started talking tough. I intended to teach you a lesson, but you actually use sorcery to slaughter my children. You will suffer the consequences of your actions and die in agony." The surrounding scorpions were instantly blown to bits. Not bad. Xiaopang actually learned a combo. And the chubby guy said, "Don't mention it. Because of this, we almost wiped out the blue ones." At this moment, a figure suddenly appeared. Because the scorpions were too weak, they couldn't provide attribute points. Otherwise, Qiao Yu would have gone on a killing spree. Xiaopang immediately cast the Earth Bind skill, followed by an Earth Strike. Just then, strange rustling sounds kept coming from outside. Suddenly, a dense fog of poisonous gas surrounded the five of them. Seeing this, Fanguan immediately released a fire barrier to protect them. Qiao Yu swung her staff and smashed it down on the swarm. Coincidentally, the group had already returned inside. What should we do next? Look at how reverently the villagers treat the bugs. If they find out we're here to exterminate the poisonous insects, I bet we would be captured and fed to the bugs. Upon seeing this, Little Dong smirked. With a seductive look, she turned to the burly man next to her and said, "Go play with those little rats from outside. Remember, don't break them. I need them alive to share the spoils with me." They actually used living people for sacrifices. Qiao realized that they were fundamentally unable to deal with such a large number of venomous insects and villagers. So, they decided to go back and talk about it later. At this moment, Little Dong, now a full-grown woman, noticed their presence. These little rats still dare to make trouble. In the next moment, tens of thousands of flying insects rushed out of the dry well. They formed a long black snake. The people used as sacrificial offerings could only let out desperate cries. In the blink of an eye, they turned into a pile of white bones. Fang Yuan was instantly horrified and cried. Then he started chanting, "Oh great swarm, please bless our spirit nest with good weather and keep us free from disease." He then cut his finger, letting his blood drip into the dried-up well. Xiaodong took his parents deep into the woods, and many villagers were gathered around them. But strangely, Xiaodong seemed to have grown much taller. In front of him was a dried-up well. "Brothers, you guys should get some rest first." With that, she closed the door with a slam. "Mom, Dad, let's hurry and leave. Tonight's the full moon, and it's about to begin. Don't worry, don't listen to my mom's nonsense. You guys can stay here tonight." Hearing this, Qiao Yu didn't think too much. He indeed wasn't in great shape at the moment, but it always feels like something is off with Black Loli's family. Seeing that everyone was cured, the Dark Woman hurriedly urged everyone to leave quickly. The Myriad Spirit Cave doesn't really welcome outsiders. Hearing this, the dark-haired girl suddenly turned around and said, "I just finished detoxifying them, and now you want to kick them out. Why don't you drink first?" But little Fatty immediately refused. However, Qiao didn't care at all. She just downed it in one go. Right after drinking, she realized the poisoning effect on her body disappeared. Black Loli quickly explained the situation of several people to the Black Woman. Soon after, the Black Woman left with several bowls of steaming 5-venom soup. Came over. "Little Fatty, you're pretty sturdy, otherwise it will be too late. Black Loli is talking about Wanling Cave, rather than 10,000 Poison Cave. I have no choice but to follow him." Then he followed Hai Loli to the village. "My name is Xiaodong. Where are you all headed?" But then she suddenly opened her mouth wide. "Looks like you've been affected by the red spider lily. Come with me to the Myriad Spirit Den to get a few items." Is this guy really a necromancer? He's even more ferocious than a professional warrior. Just as they were discussing where to go next, a little dark-skinned girl suddenly appeared behind them. "Hello, brothers and sisters. Something needs to be decrypted. Another deduction. So troublesome, but he doesn't care about you." With one powerful move, he smashed the stone door to pieces. "Your dad can't solve this problem. He can only barely hold on for half an hour. Damn it, the health points are still too low. I have to think of a way to leave quickly." After saying that, the few of them quickly rushed towards the stone door. "What the hell is this?" "Don't run around," but just as the words were spoken, I only see the little chubby one yelling that you said it too late. At this moment, Yugi finally realized that without knowing when, several people had already been poisoned at the same time. If this keeps going, but unexpectedly, as soon as I touched him, he fell. Before long, another door appeared, and the ground around us was covered with red flowers. "Everyone be careful." The two people beside him were shocked. "Isn't he a necromancer? Am I not in the mage's exclusive dungeon?" But even at this moment, Xiaoyu couldn't resist showing off. "I just wanted to see if I could push him away." Xiaoyu walked straight over. Fang Yuan beside him just indicated that he already knew the answer. But before he could finish speaking, Xiaoyu used a powerful move unexpectedly and blasted the stone door. Fang Shun was about to use force. He tried to force it open for a while, but the stone door didn't budge. "Damn, this door is immune to magic." He heard magic immune. "The one next to him is Long Chang. I'm a mage. You can just call me Little Fatty. The one next to me is Xiaoyu." Turns out even opening a door requires some thinking. Therefore, the system will match you with 3 teammates. They then introduce themselves to each other. The girl is named Fang Yuan. She's a fire mage. The blue-haired guy is her brother, Fang Shun. The poisonous insects reproduce inside the body, consuming flesh and blood, until the host dies. The mission is to locate this evil tribe and eliminate all the poisonous insects. The reward for the mission depends on the outcomes. Friendly reminder, this instance requires 5 players to start. Then through the NPC's introduction, they learned about an extremely ancient evil tribe in southeast Guizhou. The people of the tribe are extremely brutal by nature. They are skilled in crafting poisonous insects. They can poison enemies without them even realizing it. The poison victim suffers excruciating pain. Little Fish asked in confusion if there was such a thing as a mission hint. Of course there is. Otherwise, how did you clear the mission in the skeleton cave? Could it be that you really just killed skeletons all the way through? You are really impressive, Yu Jie. That was drawing 2 players for the instance. Congratulations to both for drawing the exclusive instance, the 10,000 Poison Cave. Just as the NPC girl was introducing the quest to them, Xiaoyu walked into the instance without looking back. Seeing this, the chubby guy immediately stepped forward and suggested that he at least listen to the mission briefing before going in. Also, there's the exclusive instance your parents visited before they disappeared. You must go there at some point. There are things left behind by your parents. Later, in search of clues about his parents, Xiaoyu brought Xiao Pang to a mysterious teleportation portal. Principal G said he hasn't seen them for over 10 years. But one thing is certain, I was certain. Your parents were extraordinary people. They've been missing for more than 10 years since that event. Now I'm afraid the chances of survival are slim. Do you know my father, Qiao Anqing? Are you the son of Qiao Anqing and Beishixia? No wonder I felt a sense of familiarity at first glance. It felt like we've met before. Do you know where they are now? Principal G doesn't need to say that. I have already decided to join Kyoto University. Immediately after, Principal G extended an invitation to the other 4 colleagues. Seeing this, Teacher P beside them suddenly got angry, saying, "Isn't Kyoto University going too far?" At this moment, Xiaoyu suddenly asked directly, "Principal G." However, the audience's principal still decided to come personally. So, he opened a transmission image to personally invite Kyle. "I heard you want to join us at Kyoto University. Our school welcomes you to enroll at any time and provide you with generous benefits." After that, Teacher Peng reported the situation to the principal. The principal of Wenyang directly interrupted Teacher Peng. "What are you rambling about? It's true, the principal just knocked Teacher Pei from Huqing University, flying with one punch." It seems that Teacher Peng is not lying. Then Kyoyu directly stated his choice of teacher. "I want to enter Kyoto University's Warrior Body Cultivation Program." Teacher Peng was dumbfounded. Joining a program outside of his own profession is unprecedented in the history of education. Therefore, we need to apply to the school first. With one punch, he almost gave me a heart attack. It seems like old Pei isn't lying. Fortunately, Pei Jingguo stepped up to test him. Otherwise, the one to lose face might be me. It seems like this guy is actually the scariest among the five. Teacher Peng beside him looked puzzled and asked, "Old Pei, what's going on? What's wrong with you? Even if you're going easy, it shouldn't be like this." "Go easy, my ass. What kind of monster is this kid?" A full 200 points of critical damage. Then he fell to the ground with a thud. Everyone present was stunned. What just happened? Qiao Yu knocked out Teacher Pei, who was level 25 with one punch. Are you really going to punch yourself? But he thought, no matter how powerful a necromancer is, how high could it go? Fortunately, you knocked him out with one punch. But no one expected that Qiao Yu would directly send him flying with a single punch. You're a necromancer but not summoning any undead. Instead, you're charging straight at me. What's going on? It looks like it should be a close-range explosive summoning skill. But Pei Jingguo suddenly realized that something seemed off. Looking at this posture, and therefore you're too afraid to reveal it. In that case, let's test the results first and see. I'm curious to see what summons you this necromancer can unleash. But then Qiao Yu's actions left Pei Jingguo completely baffled. Finally, it's Qiao Yu's turn to side shelter. Level 7 necromancer, talent level unknown, but it's still 2 levels higher than the other 4. Could it be that the talent level is too low and lost 3 health points? These damn monsters are really something. I must pay close attention to this Xu Jinlong when I go back. He suddenly trained 5 geniuses. He might be a big shot, hiding his identity. The chubby kid didn't respond. Instead, he muttered the numbers under his breath. Suddenly, the ground beneath Teacher Pei's feet exploded. When my level 25 gunner was ambushed by this level 5 little mage. What kind of weirdos has this school attracted? A lowly with a spiked exterior as a meat shield. A 300-pound fat guy actually claims to be a wizard. Are you really a wizard? How come I can't sense a hint of magical fluctuation? Attacking him is like hitting yourself. For a tank, nothing is more practical than this skill. This classmate must also be a tank, right? Winyan Xiaopang claims to be a mage. You can cast a group healing spell at level 4. Then they tested lowly tank, Zuo Shu as well. This is really crazy. Having such strong defense at level 4. And the passive skills are like a hedgehog. But Ma Fei said, "Teacher, let me think about it first." Next, it was Nanny Zhao Ziyu's turn. This is also quite good as a healer. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to achieve such high attack power. Hearing this, Pei Jingguo couldn't help but ponder, such an outstanding student. I must recruit them back to Huaqing. Then, 2 teachers simultaneously extended an olive branch to Ma Fei. Be sure to keep working hard. Teacher Peng suddenly spoke up. Not only that, judging from your initial speed, your agility should also be very high. You're really impressive, kid. Your single sword format technique is a very rare anomaly. A destructive attack skill that can infinitely amplify the attack power at the tip of the sword. I hope you don't slack off. After saying that, he activated a sword skill. He lunged towards Teacher Pei. This kid actually broke through my defense with one strike. Though I'm not good at defense as a spear-based class, I still have a level 25 character. He has a tall and upright posture. Just past the novice stage, he is level 5 and has a B-level talent as a sword cultivator. Not bad, not bad. Young man, come try to strike me with your sword. Teacher Pei, you should be careful then. But no matter what, I must get into Kyoto to find clues about my parents. I can't worry about that now. Let's assess the situation first. The first to take the test is Ma Fei. Sharp eyebrows, bright eyes. I am Pei Jingguo from Huqing University. Teacher pay requires each student to take an appropriate competency test before enrollment. They also need to collect data to see if you meet the admission standards. They will assess your professional skills. Want that reveal my true strength? If you are willing, you can enroll at any time. Teacher pay from Huching University is not happy about this. They really don't care about appearances at all. They're directly poaching students without testing. Then, the two university representatives exchanged pleasantries with the principal. These 5 must be the students who completed the Nightmare Village quest. I am Professor Peng from Kyoto University. The school urgently needs outstanding talents like you. Principal people from both universities in Huching have arrived, and they specifically asked for those 5. This matter hasn't been reported upwards yet. Today's news from the university is indeed well informed. It seems that I can wrap things up perfectly before retirement. Finally, it's time to take a breath of relief. You 5 are definitely hot commodities that top universities are fighting over. Then the principal showered Kyo-yu with compliments. Ma-fei, on the side, clearly disagreed, thinking he would surpass her one day. At that moment, a student rushed in a panic. You all finally made it back. What exactly happened? Then Kyo-yu recounted what had happened. After listening to Kyo-yu's story, the principal immediately burst into a broad smile. It seems we can only think of other ways to survive later. We must seek stability while looking for opportunities. The 5 of them were then sent back to the academy. The class leader and Kyo-yu finally returned. The principal immediately ran over. Forget it. Let me check my stats first. My strength has indeed increased, but having only 70 points of health is too low. It's as fragile as glass. It shatters at a touch. The passive limitation only allows me to add points to strength. You could casually exchange it for a house in Kyoto. Whatever. You can take it and have fun. After saying that, he looked for other equipment. This trash Nightmare King really only dropped a sword. What kind of trash are you holding? After saying that, she directly threw it to Ma-fei. It's yours now. Ma-fei was stunned on the spot. You're just giving me a B-grade weapon like this. This sword wouldn't even be easy to buy with money outside. But also ignores 30 points of armor. Sword energy damage is increased by 20%. The warrior looks at the Tulong sword, and Ma-fei is about to drool. But Kyo-yu truly looked disdainful. Player with rating level 1 received a B-level skill. The Book of Skill Withering. Although the skill book can't be used for now, the Nightmare King dropped a mixed B-level street weapon, the Kidian sword. It not only increases attack power by 100 points, and Kyo-yu's level also increased by 2. Another 10 attribute points were awarded. The system will issue rewards based on player ratings. We did it. I can't believe we actually did it. The 4 players received skill books corresponding to their professions based on their ratings. Congratulations, Kyo-yu. The player has completed the first kill in the Nightmare leaderboard. Reward, 30 free attribute points. Since Kyo-yu used close combat techniques, an additional 10 attribute points were awarded upon the kill. The female soldier is about to win. She leaps into the air, ready to smash the Nightmare King's head. Nightmare King, go to hell. In the blink of an eye, Kyo-yu's staff slashes through the Nightmare King's neck. This strike deals a solid 128 points of damage. Seeing this, Kyo-yu couldn't help but think of how the village chief's people must have been hit by this move. That's why they had been trapped in the illusion for so long. We must interrupt his skill. With that said, he swung a club and smashed it forward. Looking on, the Nightmarish King only had 128 health points left. What is this thing? The Nightmare King suddenly erupts with a powerful energy. In an instant, he surged toward a few people. It's bad. This is a persistent area damage. Healer quickly heals, stores the staff and deals another 182 damage to the Nightmare King. Warning, warning. Due to the Nightmare King's low health, the Nightmare Realm is about to be activated. Seeing this, Kyo-yu looks confused. Ma-fei barely managed to hold on. Kyo-yu, are you ready? I swear I'm about to die here. As soon as the words fell, Xiaoyu makes a sudden sprint start. Fortunately, the healer Little Fatty activated her skill in time. It was blocked. Even so, the Nightmarish King's claw attack broke through the shield. Fortunately, with the healer's support. Muffy, fear not death. Come at me with your horses. He immediately shouted at a few people. Do you really want to see me die? As the Nightmarish King's claws were about to strike. Even the Nightmare King couldn't stand this scene. You really want to die that badly? Then I'll grant your wish. It's fine. Contemporary 3. The sword of measurement stands firm without fail. Why does Xiaoyu's single strike deal 508 critical damage? I don't believe it today. Even if it's just a scratch, I'll scratch you to death. After a series of exaggerated manipulations, I actually dealt a full 2 points of critical damage to the Nightmare King. How dare you disturb my slumber? Prepare to die, all of you. With that, he swung his massive claw toward them. Seeing this, Maffei was the first to charge, wielding his greatsword, but the Phoenix Sword's attack only inflicted minor damage on the Nightmare King. The quest then transformed into an urgent mission to kill the Nightmare King. The attacked Nightmare King roared angrily at the group. The overwhelming pressure instantly made everyone feel suffocated. Everyone, get ready and follow our previous plan. The Nightmare King coldly gazed at the despicable humans. The two were instantly shocked, their mouths agape. This is damage that a mage can deal. Even a high-level warrior probably couldn't achieve this. Because Xiao shattered the heart of the nightmare. A slumbering Nightmare King also awakened. It seems like this must be the Nightmare King's weakest point. With that, he swiftly swung the scepter in his hand. At the same time, he activated the Skeleton King's passive effect, dealing a critical hit of 508 damage to the Nightmare King. Seeing Maffei, Xiaoyu flew up to the Nightmare King's side first. As long as you don't attack him, he won't wake up. This first strike is especially important. We must find the most vulnerable spot on his body. At that moment, a pulsating heart caught Xiaoyu's attention. Everyone's life is in your hands. If it really doesn't work out, don't be reckless. Facing such a heavy burden, it's not shameful for us to escape. Let's take a moment to rest. What you need to do is distract the Nightmare King. I promise I can take him down. So, everyone must cooperate flawlessly. Otherwise, the consequences are unimaginable. Everyone agreed with Xiaoyu's plan. Will be instantly killed. Although his attack is very strong, his defense is very weak. He has strength in attack, but weakness in defense. We might still have a chance. And the attack bonus from the Skeleton King's realm. He can take away 1/3 of his health with just one hit. As long as he can keep dealing damage, there's a chance to take down the Nightmare King. But if he makes just one mistake, one slap from him could turn us into minced meat. At this point, Maffei awkwardly expressed that since that's the case, then let's give him a break. But he was directly rejected by Xiaoyu. With his current strength, combined with the power of miracles, seeing the attributes of the Nightmarish King, Xiaoyu broke out in a cold sweat. As a rare boss of level 10, the Nightmarish King is much stronger than the Skeleton King. You guys don't think the Nightmare Star in the quest is this guy's heart, do you? They opened the panel to check. It turned out to be the level 10 dungeon boss, the Nightmare King, but it was still in a dormant state. If they woke it up, he will ruthlessly hunt us down. Just as we were wondering why it smelled so foul here, the nursemaid beside them suddenly exclaimed, "Look quickly." What is that? They saw a huge monster appear in front of them. It was obvious that the foul smell was coming from its body. This hidden quest is really rewarding, but just then, the ground suddenly started shaking. A huge hole appeared right under our feet. Unprepared, the few of us fell right in. Fairy necklace can increase a mage's skill damage by 5%. This gear is perfect for Xiao Pang. Then, the group prepared to continue killing nightmare monsters. If we kill one more, we can level up to level 6. And there's a chance to drop the equipment we need. but two more shot violently toward Kyo-yu. Blood Kyo swung her staff and killed two more nightmare monsters. As expected of a hidden dungeon, the drop rate is really high. Let's see what we got here. The main damage dealer, Ma-Fei, swung his longsword down. However, he found that his strike only dealt 10 damage to the nightmare monster. Seeing that the lowly tank and the healer were both low on health, Qiao rushed forward and swung his staff, landing a hit. He actually managed to instantly kill the nightmare monster. In the next second, the data nightmare creature rushed toward them. Seeing this, everyone clearly got flustered. Meanwhile, Qiao-yu stood there quietly. Then, he immediately engaged in battle. The healer, warrior and mage each fulfilled their roles. At that moment, Qiao-yu suddenly seemed to realize something. Seeing this, a student hurriedly asked, "Do you know how to complete the task?" Yu Gie, hurry and lead everyone to seize this incredible opportunity. But just then, a red claw suddenly appeared. Why haven't they returned yet? Could they have triggered the hidden mission in Nightmare Village? As for this level 1 mission, the middle school students were completely confused. The system doesn't give any hints at all. Congratulations, player, for destroying 5 Nightmare Black Stones. Triggered a hidden mission. Steal the heart of Nightmare. At this moment, the principal outside looked puzzled. Mission completed. Thank you, student. It's time for us to head back as well. Then Qiao-yu and the others prepared to teleport back to the trial platform. But after waiting for a long time, nothing happened. At this moment, the system suddenly chimed. We will definitely find a way out. Then a current surged through the village chief's brain. I remember now. I am the class monitor. At this moment, the system prompted that a player has discovered the core secret of Nightmare Village. The barrier slowly cracked open. At the same time, the village chief clutched his head and screamed in pain. Countless memories suddenly flooded his mind. Everyone, don't be afraid. What a ridiculous sacred object. It is this thing that has constructed the illusion, nightmarish village we are in. After saying that, he suddenly smashed the black stone onto the ground. With the sound of the black stone, an invisible screen suddenly appeared amidst the shattering. You just want to buy some time. Wenyan smiled slightly. After saying that, he took out the black stone from his body. Seeing this, the village chief was immediately furious. The guardian stone is the highest sacred object in the village. Ming, you and you. The entire village is not made up of the original inhabitants of Nightmare Village, but rather those students who disappeared in the Nightmare Village instance years ago. So we are all currently in an illusion. Kid, you are just afraid of dying. It's time to uncover the truth of Nightmare Village. There is only one truth. Village Chief Wen Yan was shocked. What do you mean by that? What I want to say is, nonsense. Our ancestors have lived here for generations. Don't think you can buy time. You're all dead today. Strong Qiao-yu sighed. At this point, today, no matter how smooth-tongued you are, you're going to die. We can't let you destroy our Nightmare Village. Win Yankyo remained remarkably calm. The village chief. Are you sure you are really villagers here? Qiao-yu, quickly tell us what the solution is. It's all right, you'll know tomorrow. In the blink of an eye, it was the next day. You despicable outsiders. I didn't expect you to go even further and kill another guardian spirit. The class monitor watched as the dark energy in his hand slowly dissipated. As expected, it's still not there. At that moment, several figures of nightmares shot in. Everyone, hurry into the house. I think I know how to get through this. A nightmare in the hall is instantly killed. In the next second, Ma-Fei is furious. Damn you, Qiao-ju, you stole my kill. But Qiao-yu calmly said, good effort. In an instant, they swing their sword vertically. The nightmare is in sight. Only 5 HP left. I have to prove I'm better than Qiao-yu. This final strike will send you on your way. If you take another hit, you'll die. The healer won't be able to help you in time. Win Yi and Ma-Fei remain unfazed. They watch the nightmares attack. A powerful sword aura bursts forth from their body. I get it, it's a people problem. Looks like you're not as good as Qiao Yu. Wing, yes, whole self-esteem took a major hit. Even the mighty sword cultivator's damage is not as good as a necromancer's. Ma Fei, come back quickly. But the next second, his mouth dropped open. Are you sure the nightmare's weak point is its head? You can't be trying to set me up, can you? The chubby guy also looks confused. Qiao Yu was clearly hitting the nightmare's head. He'll only perform it once. A few sharp sounds. Ma Fei swiftly slashed several sword arcs in the blink of an eye, then struck a badass pose. He casually said, "It's over. The nightmare's weakness is in its head." Qiao Yu killed it with a hit to the head using her staff. I see. I should have thought of that earlier. Watch closely for this next one. Quickly help Ma Fei with his milk. But he was directly rejected by Ma Fei. True warriors are forged in battle. Scars are the medals of a man. The little fatty reminded him, if you use too much strength, it'll just snap. This scene shocked the nurse and the white-haired meat shield, making them exclaim at Qiao Yu, "Are you really a necromancer?" Meanwhile, Ma Fei was in a fierce battle with the nightmare, Shockwave Ziyue. At the same time, the healer and the white-haired tank moved in to help. After trying for half a day, they still couldn't break Qiao Yu's chains. It seems that Ma Fei needs to use his sword to hack at them, but Qiao Yu said there's no need to be forceful. Dodging Zhou Yu, who was in the grip of a nightmare, if a mage can smash this thing to death, as a violent sword cultivator, I can definitely do it too. With that, I swung my sword towards the nightmare. A graceful sword arc followed. One man and one sword can slay all enemies in the world. Just as the words were spoken, the nightmare's sharp claws appeared right before his eyes. Ma Fei hurriedly thrust a few sword strikes. Just as the nightmare was about to get close to Qiao Yu, several whirlwinds made of yellow sand suddenly appeared. Ma, move quickly. I can only hold it for 1 second. Don't worry, as a sword cultivator of violence, it's very likely that you are right. We'll only know for sure once we verify it tonight. Before we knew it, night had arrived. A rustling sound came from a distance. A nightmare creature slowly approached from the rooftop. Don't worry, class rep. There are some things I need to verify personally. Maybe it will help us leave Nightmare Village. Qiao Yu, what do you mean by saying you can help us leave Nightmare Village? Did you find the core secret of Nightmare Village? You don't need to play like this to get ahead. Sorry, Chief. My classmate's not very bright. Don't take it seriously. Qiao Yu said calmly. Qiao Yu stepped forward. I killed the Guardian Spirit. I will wait outside for the Guardian Spirit's punishment tonight. Ma Fei was startled. Have you gone mad? You're asking for death. Do you have the courage to do that? Stay outside the house. Isn't that basically asking for death? No one knows how many nightmares the night will bring. Just then, and their ages are also quite similar. Upon hearing this, Ma Fei broke out in a cold sweat. Village Chief, may I ask if there's any way to save this situation? There is, but it involves angering the Guardian Spirit. Tonight, when night falls, you must stay outside the house. You killed the Guardian Spirit of Nightmare Village. When the Guardian Spirit is enraged, we villagers will also suffer the consequences. At this moment, Qiao Yu was suddenly filled with dread. The number of these villagers is about the same as in your class. Execute without mercy. Seeing this, Ma Fei immediately stepped in front of everyone. Village Chief, is there some kind of misunderstanding here? Misunderstanding? Do you not know what you did last night? How dare you break the rules? At that moment, a sudden commotion broke out. Take them all down. Anyone who dares to resist, kill them on the spot. I definitely wouldn't let a girl get hurt. Hiding behind a woman is not what a real man does. He struck a cool pose. It's just a mere nightmare. Ma Fei can vanquish it with a single sword. I think sticking close to Qiao Yu is definitely the right move. He dealt with that nightmare with 1 strike. Hearing this, Ma Fei looked disdainful. If I were there. At this moment, Cao Yu was also puzzled. Why didn't he get any attribute points after killing the nightmare? In the blink of an eye, it was the next day. Thanks to Cao Yu and his team last night. Otherwise, the consequences would have been unimaginable. The nightmare with full warrior health got instantly killed. Look, everyone. The slain nightmare turned into a black stone, and it was dissipating. The symbols on it were identical to those on the door. If the nightmare gets close, you'll die. But in the next second, we saw a huge secondary warrior icon above the nightmare's head. Everyone was utterly confused by what they saw. Do necromancers really fight enemies like this? But unexpectedly, Xiao Yu suddenly lunged forward, smashing her staff down onto the nightmare. This scene left the chubby Zhang dumbfounded. The fisherman's staff isn't meant to be used like that. Xiao Yu quickly summoned the undead to hold off the nightmare. Nanny, quickly heal me. Upon hearing this, the nanny immediately cast a healing spell. Xiao Yu, what are you dawdling for? Hurry up and summon the undead. A newbie, even the small mobs in this low-level dungeon are this crazy. Before he could finish his sentence, the nightmare creature shot straight toward the chubby guy. But it was blocked by the white-haired warrior's shield ability. However, his own health kept dropping. This classmate turned and ran. At this point, the old woman had transformed into a creature covered in blood. A level 3 ordinary wild monster, Nightmare. It also has a charm ability. Seeing this, the person started sweating profusely. As soon as she finished speaking, the old woman was entangled by a swirling mass of sand. It was Xiao Pa who made the move. Come quickly, I need to hold on. Seeing this, she leaped toward the student. She was about to bite off his head. At this critical moment, a staff suddenly appeared, entwined with sand and dirt. Grandma, I'll open it for you right now. At that moment, Xiao Yu shouted, stop, but it was too late, despite his call to stop. The old woman's eyes flashed with an evil red light. Grandma, I miss you so much. At this moment, a figure of an old woman suddenly appeared outside the window. Good boy, Grandma is so cold. Open the window and let Grandma hug you, okay? Upon seeing this, the student was about to open the window without hesitation. The white-haired girl instantly got upset. Do you think looking like a cow is attractive? That's just fat hanging off you. Just then, a student looked out the window, smiling with mouth wide open. The whole class is watching you. The classical language nurse looked furious. What do I care? Who are you to call me an airfield? Hearing herself being called an airfield, Xiao Yu, if there's danger, remember to protect me, okay? My role as a healer, I can keep healing you, non-stop. Zhao Ziyue, have some shame. No matter what happens, don't open them out of curiosity. You may ask why you can't go out after dark. At night, you'll naturally find out. Then everyone began to choose their own houses. At this moment, the class healer walked over. You can stay in the empty house as you like, but you must not touch the black stone on the door. Secondly, you must return to the house before dark, and make sure to close the doors and windows. Alright, don't move. We're finished. I am Wo Gan, the village chief of Mengyan village. I live here. I only have 2 requests. The cold-faced, purple-skinned uncle remained calm, more or less. Since you're here, then we will prepare for the burial here. Upon hearing this, the entire scene fell silent. Everyone's face showed an expression of terror. You don't need to worry too much. Since you're here, you might as well relax. Winyan Maffei said, I understand. Uncle, you're telling us to ease our minds, to face things with confidence and composure. Right. It seems like if we want to get out, we have to uncover the core secret of Nightmare Village. This uncle may seem a bit eccentric, but he doesn't seem to have bad intentions. It shouldn't be the enemy. The scene instantly descended into chaos. It's over, it's over. We're all going to die. But Maffei kept encouraging everyone. No wonder the previous class meeting was wiped out. Levels 110, our apprentice. Every 10 levels, you gain a new skill. At this point, the students who wanted to leave were pushed back by an invisible force. The middle-aged man coldly said, "Stop struggling. Once you're in Nightmare Village, you won't leave. I will definitely lead us out of the Nightmare Village." But Kyoryu, standing beside him, couldn't help but think, even a level 1 dungeon requires at least a beginner's level to clear. And we're all just apprentices. That's impossible. The world is divided into levels: apprentice, beginner, intermediate, advanced, and master. This is why no one has cleared it so far. The Nightmare Village that has trapped and killed over 40 people. I don't want to play anymore. I want to go home and find my mom. Seeing this, Ma-Fei shouted, "Everyone don't panic. Difficulty beginner S level. This level is equivalent to a level 1 normal dungeon. The trial requires not only surviving, but also uncovering the core secret of Nightmare Village." Wen Yan's expression was one of shock. "What do you mean by that? Are you an NPC?" The purple-faced uncle didn't speak, but let out a gentle sigh. "Welcome to the beginner's trial, Nightmare Village." And just at that moment, a glowing leg appeared behind everyone. Then, a purple-faced man appeared before them. Such a pity to be this young. Everyone looked confused and asked, "Sir, that I am the true leader of this class. I'm the strongest man in the class." At this moment, Kyoryu looked confused, wondering why entering the dungeon was so. There hasn't been a system notification for a while. The plaque reads 3 large characters: Nightmare Village. "Everyone, follow me in. Today I'll be the one to lead us through. Ma-Fei. So what if you're a necromancer? Kyoryu. I'll show everyone." "Alright, everyone get ready to enter." As the second hand reaches 0 minutes and 0 seconds, the surrounding space starts to shake. The novice trial officially begins. Then, all the trainees arrive at the entrance of a village. Who knows what happened in that dungeon, Nightmare Village? Some students have already started to back out after hearing this, but I hope everyone remains calm. Retreat when you encounter danger. Then there will be no issues in the inner world. But there's always an exception. Once, there was a major accident in a beginner dungeon. It led to the disappearance of over 40 people from a whole class. No one knows if they're alive or dead than to die in there. Hearing these words, the students broke into a cold sweat. Could the trial mission really be that dangerous? At this moment, the principal continued, "You don't need to be too nervous. Generally, newbie dungeons don't lead to player deaths. I have only one request for today's novice trial. Everyone must return safely. If you're unsure, remember to exit immediately. Better to fail the trial. It's been 12 years. Where on earth did they go?" Kyoryu swore to get into Kyoto University to uncover the truth. In the blink of an eye, the trial day arrived. The parents in this world were always the kindest to her, but when she was 6, her parents said they needed to go to Kyoto. After that, they mysteriously disappeared, and she became an orphan herself. That's all for today's lesson. Everyone went home early to prepare for tomorrow's novice trial. After the assessment, Kyoryu returned home. In her memories, she would always call out for her mom after arriving home. It's likely that he wouldn't even survive the beginner's trial. At this point, the principal couldn't help but praise Kyoryu, saying he had finally made it through. Once he completes the beginner's trial, he'll definitely get into the country's top university. Alright, students. The classmates nearby all looked at Kyoryu with envious eyes. Even a hidden class is so low-key. Truly, a model of humility. At this moment, Kyoryu was already sweating profusely. A necromancer who couldn't even summon a little skeleton. The casting time is extremely long. Without teammates to protect you, it's a useless class. Assassins and sword masters, these violent classes, are the true masters of necromancers. I can't say it has high talent level. It must be trash. But so what if it's a necromancer? Mages are notoriously fragile. The biggest fear is a close-range assassination by an assassin. Plus, they deal with undead creatures all year round, so their constitution is much weaker than regular players. It's rumored that a necromancer once single-handedly crushed an entire empire. Upon hearing this, everyone instantly exclaimed, "What the hell? Really?" Ma Fei also had a look of disbelief on his face. "How is that possible?" Qiaoyu calmly replied that her profession was necromancer. As for her talent, it's not convenient to reveal it yet. Hearing this, the principal was shocked. A necromancer is a unique, hidden profession. The Swordmaster is an extremely powerful class in the inner world. Class leader truly is the child of destiny. Principal Wen Yan felt a sense of comfort. Very good, very good. With this talent, he is already in the ranks of geniuses. Then he asked Qiaoyu what her profession was. "Now please, introduce your talents and professions." "I am a D-rank gifted warrior, an assassin, and a professional mage healer. I am a strong B-rank gifted tank paladin." At this moment, Ma Fei suddenly spoke up. "My class is Swordmaster." Everyone was instantly astonished. "Do you know what my profession is?" This guy loves to pick fights over nothing all day. On the stage, the dean's voice suddenly echoed. "All students have completed their profession registration. Everyone will participate in the novice trial tomorrow. What's your class?" But just at that moment, a figure suddenly appeared. "Qiaoyu, so you were the last one to come out." The person coming was none other than the school heartthrob class monitor, Ma Fei. Qiaoyu looks puzzled. Everyone finished their tasks and came out early. The fat guy says, "It's been 5 hours since the last person came out." For Qiaoyu, "My class is a mage." As soon as the fish returned to the academy square, his good buddy Yang Xiangdi pounced on him. "What the hell are you doing, you brat? You've been stuck on a beginner quest for so long. I thought something happened to you in there." But it seems that the fish realizes something is off. Just now, the system notified of the Skeleton King first kill. So, how did the other classmates clear it? Let's not worry about that for now. Let's just go outside and talk. After equipping it, the player's first normal damage is increased by 50%. Cooldown time is 24 hours. Not bad, not bad. Although it's not as good as the skeleton gauntlets, it can be used continuously. Your levels skyrocketed from level 3 to level 5. Successfully killed the Skeleton King by hand. Reward 30 free attribute points, and also received a Skeleton King ring. He looked at Qiaoyu, who was rushing toward him with a face full of despair. There was a loud bang. The Shadow Skeleton King was completely destroyed. System message: beginner quest escape the Misty Cave completed. Congratulations, Mr. Qiaoyu. You are now officially a player in the Lie world. But the opportunity was fleeting. He had to seize this chance. So he immediately equipped the skeleton. He launched a full set of deadly attacks against the Shadow Skeleton King. Seeing this, the Shadow Skeleton King was filled with terror. Meanwhile, Qiaoyu quickly dodged due to his speed advantage. At this moment, the Skeleton King was screaming in pain. His health was down to only 1/5. At this moment, Qiaoyu gritted his teeth. His physical strength was clearly inadequate, and Qiaoyu deliberately exposed a flaw. Under the circumstance of having his eyes completely closed, the Skeleton King's attack directly shattered the rock behind him. Immediately, a large amount of collapsing mountains came crashing down on the Skeleton King. After pinpointing the perfect moment, Qiaoyu didn't forget to taunt, "Come hit me, you big oaf." The enraged Skeleton King didn't hesitate, and swung his scythe right at Qiaoyu. It looks like a frontal assault won't work anymore. He'll have to restrict his movements first. But after observing carefully for a while, Qiaoyu noticed that the rock behind him could collapse at any moment. So he lured the Skeleton King to attack in the direction of the rock. "I would have smashed you to death with one blow already. There's no way I'm letting you walk out of here alive." It's clear that the Shadow Skeleton King is even more intimidating now. Not only has his strength increased, but his speed has also improved significantly. After guarding the novice dungeon for so many years, I have never seen a newbie dare to bully me like this. Not only did you kill so many of my skeleton minions, you even broke my defenses. if it weren't for the damage caused by so many dead skeleton minions, waving wildly at the Shadow Skeleton King's face. The Shadow Skeleton King's health instantly dropped by half. It turns out this guy is all show and no substance. I just need to find another chance to strike a few more times to finish this. But the Skeleton King's next few words left Cao Yu stunned. He wasn't sure if he could break through its defense, so using his agility advantage, he struck at the Skeleton King. Although it only caused 32 points of damage, it also proved that continuous attacks could still take it down. Thinking of this, Cao Yu's staff in his hand swung like a cudgel. He narrowly escaped losing his life. At that moment, Cao Yu realized that although this guy had great strength, his agility was lacking. This is his only advantage when facing the Shadow Skeleton King. But the terrifying 60 points of defense made Cao Yu's scalp tingle. In the next moment, the Skeleton King's attack struck instantly. With a bang, the ground erupted in smoke, hundreds of meters high. Fortunately, Cao Yu was quick on his feet. He stepped back and dodged. How could a level 10 monster appear in a novice quest? This is simply a grave for new players. But the Shadow Skeleton King doesn't care. It swings its big club, ready to smash Cao Yu's head. At this moment, Cao Yu is constantly pondering 100,000 questions. In the next moment, hundreds, even thousands of skulls gathered together, slowly forming into a gigantic skeletal body. It's actually a level 10 Shadow Skeleton King. Although it is in a wounded state, the aura emanating from it makes Cao Yu feel suffocated. Suddenly, an old voice echoed, "You are bullying the skeleton too much." Hearing this, Cao Yu widened his eyes in shock. What's going on? He then noticed that the skulls seemed to come to life. With a swoosh, they flew past Cao Yu. But Cao Yu's close friend, Fatty, is puzzled. Why hasn't he come out yet? Did something happen? Inside the dungeon, Cao Yu finally managed to kill all the skeletons. But the system hasn't notified him that he completed the task. Cao Yu's level has risen to 3. His strength has reached a terrifying 46 points. Meanwhile, at Sioux City Royal Academy, most of the students have completed their class change quests. They're all showing off their professions, and there are way more of them than before. Looks like I need to deal with them quickly. If I accidentally get stabbed to death by a skeleton soldier, that'd be the end. After an exhilarating battle, after using the full set, the next attack will 100% cause a stun, but it's just a one-time item. The next second, the sound of skeletons breaking through the ground came from behind again. Damn, this just won't stop. How did those newbies manage to complete the mission? The principal said, killing monsters will drop a mix. That, when opened, gives random rewards like Earth-level skeletons. Let's see if you can still block this ghost shark. Damn it. This strike dealt a fatal 50 points of damage to the skeleton captain. Killing the skeleton captain rewarded 3 free attribute points. At this moment, Cao Yu was dumbfounded. Facing such a powerful skeleton captain, taking advantage of the skeleton captain's attack pause, Cao Yu seized the opportunity. With a staff, he slashed sideways. Then he leaped into the air and slashed down at the skeleton captain's head. But who would have thought it would be blocked by the shield? Unexpectedly, the skeleton captain countered with a spear thrust. Fortunately, Cao Yu reacted quickly and dodged it. I didn't expect this guy to be so intelligent, and he could easily smash the ground with one hit. No wonder it has such a powerful aura. Getting poked by this guy could mean a huge skeleton. However, its agility is only as big as a cricket. It swings the staff in its hand directly. With a bang, it smashed onto the Skeleton King's head. However, this beginner quest won't just be about leveling up for me. This is a bit too easy. But just then, a huge skeleton barrel suddenly burst out of the ground. It turns out to be a level 3 skeleton captain. This is really exciting. One hit down gives me 4 attribute points. At this moment, my level has also risen to level 2. My strength attribute has increased to 30 points. You have to know that ordinary newcomers with one-way attributes are considered geniuses. They bared their fangs and claws, charging at Yu. Forget it. The priority is to finish the newbie quest first. Just wait for the skeleton soldiers to rush in front of me. I swung my stick and shattered all 4 skeleton soldiers in one blow. That means a power of 21 can deal 42 points of damage. This is just insane. At that moment, countless skeleton arms burst out from the ground. Then, one by one, menacing skeleton soldiers crawled out. Killed it with just one hit. Player detected to have killed the skeleton with melee, rewarded with 1 free attribute point. Additionally, for successfully killing the first monster, rewarded with the passive skill power brings miracles, which converts each point of strength into 2 points of attack power. Without hesitation, Yu added 1 point to strength. With a swoosh, he smashed it towards the skeleton's head. A loud crack echoed as the skeleton's skull shattered. Only 1 head fell to the ground, emitting waves of undead energy. Damn, this is way too easy. But the next second, he felt a chill down his spine. He quickly turned around. It was a skeleton soldier. It bared its teeth and charged at Yu. Yu didn't hesitate and grabbed his broken staff. Yu had already entered the dungeon, but upon entering, he encountered a cave full of bones. Then he remembered the NPC lady might have said something earlier. Oh well, never mind for now. How hard could a beginner quest be? The young lady smiled and said to escape the misty cave. But you need to be careful. Make sure not to kill the skeleton soldiers, and get out as fast as you can. Otherwise, before she could finish talking, it also comes with a summoning book for Egyptian skeletons. The robe is of no use to him with 0 spirit power. This staff looks quite good though. With 20 points in strength, hitting with this black stick should be great. He then asked the young lady about his novice task. Hello, I'm here to register and receive the beginner mission. Happy to assist you. Here is your beginner's gift pack. Congratulations, player fish. You have received your starting equipment. An old robe and a novice staff. Then I was teleported to the beginner mission area by the system. In front of me was a voluptuous NPC lady. Dear player, I am your guide Elaine. How may I assist you? Isn't hand-to-hand combat all about power points? Then let's allocate all attributes to strength. Congratulations, player Yu, your attribute allocation was successful. Next, you need to register for a profession and complete the beginner tasks. Only then can you truly succeed in your class change, instantly turning into a versatile hexagonal warrior, a true all-attribute novice. This is simply an unprecedented and unparalleled monstrosity. If the value reaches thousands or even tens of thousands, I can't even imagine. Wow, what kind of crazy luck is this? Free attribute points are extremely rare, and this hero's star is like a divine artifact. As long as you kill enemies, you can keep earning attribute points. Plus, you can raise all attribute points to the same value. Reward, 10 free attribute points. Passive effect, player Yu can gain free attribute points by killing enemies at close range. Active effect, the player can raise other attributes to match a specific attribute's value. However, before using the active effect, only 1 attribute can be bound. Joe was instantly shocked upon seeing this. Go ahead, draw. It doesn't matter anymore. Even if I draw an S-rank talent, it won't be of any use. Yu suddenly burst out with a strong wave of energy. Congratulations to the player for drawing the talent Brave Heart of the Mage. What can you do with 0 mental strength? I can't even summon a weak little skeleton. This is a system prompt. Would you like to draw initial talents? Yu was instantly filled with tears. What the hell is this? A joke? The necromancer Yu, with a mental strength of 0, felt his scalp go numb. Initial attributes are randomly assigned, maximum 10 points. The most important thing is mental strength. With the swing of the necromancer's staff, countless undead minions surged out from the gates of hell. One person could rival an entire army. It was like the luck of a god. Immediately, I hurriedly opened the attribute panel. Xiao Yu was utterly confused. This is the only hidden class. Holy crap, the ancestors of the Kyo family, 7 aunts and 8 uncles, are awesome, so powerful and amazing. This class is rare even worldwide. Without hesitation, Xiao Yu chooses to draw the Kyo family's ancestors, aunts and uncles. Please bless me with a good class. Suddenly, a burst of eerie green necrotic energy emanated from Xiao Yu. Congratulations, player, you've drawn the hidden class, Necromancer. After turning 18, one can change their profession to become a player and challenge various dungeons. This will enhance their level and strength. With the activation of the formation, welcome player Xiao Yu to the world for the first time. May I ask if you would like to start selecting a profession? Xiao Yu has been reincarnated in this world for 18 years. Today has finally come, the moment to change his destiny. This is a parallel world that closely resembles Earth. But the only difference from Earth is that the artificially developed inner world has completely overturned the normal human world. Different difficulty dungeons have appeared around the world, or a stealthy assassin, or an exceptionally powerful mage. Everything follows the choice of fate. The magic formation is about to activate. Everyone, get ready. Today is the day you register for your class change in the inner world. Just step into the magic circle, and the system will awaken your profession. Whether you are a skilled swordsman, or an indomitable knight, the warrior's heart of a mage. As long as he killed enemies in hand-to-hand combat, he could gain free attribute points. Unfortunately, he could only allocate all his attributes to strength. Become the world's only close combat necromancer. The principal of the Royal Fourth Academy in Sioux City is passionately speaking on stage. The strongest necromancer in history could single-handedly match an entire nation's army. But who would have thought that as a necromancer, his mental strength was 0. He couldn't even summon a tattered little skeleton. Fortunately, the system in its mercy granted him the talent of desolation.